All right. Hey guys. Oh, it's so beautiful today. We're in beautiful sunny Arizona and it's with my dear, dear friend Andrea Brundage, who is the author of an incredible book, Simplify Your Life, 8 Simple Principles to Turn Your Chaos into Calm. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And Andrea, we've been friends for a long time. Thank you so much. I just want to really share with um, my audience, busy parents out there, what do they need to do to get organized? I mean, I know that's a loaded question, Andrea, but one thing.
One thing, commit. Make a commitment. If you are ready to change and you're ready to do the work, make a commitment to start working on some organizing projects, right? Just build some momentum. You will just work that muscle and you're going to get so good at it.
And just to keep doing it. And I love, like in your book, you say that it doesn't have to be an entire project. It could be half a project, like I'm thinking of my medicine cabinet. Oh my gosh! But when I look at it in its entirety, it's overwhelming.
Yes.
But if I say one shelf at a time,
One shelf at a time. And time appropriate tasks are critical. And so what that means is if you have 10 spare minutes to work on a project, don't start that master closet. You cannot get through that. But what can you get through in 10 minutes? You could do that shelf in your medicine cabinet, or clean out your car perhaps, or the trunk, or whatever it is that you can start and finish, because that's what organizing is all about. Starting and finishing, celebrating, right? Because we get to celebrate, and then moving on to the next project.
I think that was my problem. Like, I remember organizing my shelf with all my books and taking everything out and then starting from, like a clean shelf. I'd look at it, but then all my books were on the floor and they would sit for like weeks.
Yes.
And so that's not a good way to start, is it?
Well, that sounds kind of familiar. Were you doing the KonMari method? Where we gather up everything from the whole house and put it in one pile? Is that what you were doing?
Well, I was, and she does use that method
She
because I've
does.
watched it on Netflix.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know, Marie Kondo is pretty well known. She's trending right now when it comes to organizing.
Yes.
But I know when I watched that video, she did that with these clothes. She had this person just take out all their clothes and dump them
Yes.
in the middle of her bed. And even just that shot, when I watched it, was overwhelming.
And I think the goal of that exercise is to overwhelm. I think that's the goal, because we want people to see how much they actually have accumulated. There's a downside to that. If the support is not in place and you don't have enough time to actually get through that purging process, you're going to be living with this stuff on your master bed for weeks. And you're so paralyzed because now you're super overwhelmed. You were already overwhelmed. Now you're super overwhelmed and frustrated. And I just caution people who are already feeling overwhelmed to be very careful about taking that step as the first step.
Yeah, because I mean, seriously, I just remember that shot where the couple just took all their clothes, and it must have been a stack this high.
Exactly.
And it's all subconscious when I was watching it, but it was truly overwhelming. So, what is the best way, rather than like me unloading my entire shelf of like 150 books all on the floor? What should I have done, Andrea?
Well, again, how much time do you have available? That's the first critical piece of starting a project. How much time? And then you're going to base your decision on a project based on that amount of time. So if you have a half an hour, maybe your goal, your intention is to clear off that one shelf. And as you clear off and you purge out and you release or reorganize, maybe nothing on that shelf is going away. That's okay. But time to reorganize. Maybe you want to alphabetize or put them in order by genre, whatever it is that you want to do with those books. Start small, think big. Start small, think big, and very important time appropriate tasks. Once you've completed that shelf, If you have time, go to the next shelf.
Mm.
But pulling everything into one place and out of order on your floor makes the job, number one, take longer, and it is overwhelming for a lot of people. Not everyone, but I would say a lot.
Exactly. And that probably is you out there. I mean, because I think that's how we think. Like just clean this clutter and dump it, and then it sits there because it's just too much. So start small. And then the same for a closet.
Absolutely.
So give me an example of, you're looking at your closet, and so many of us have like a ton of clothes, and just sifting through each one. So give me a step by step when you're walking into your closet and you need to organize it. You need to get rid of stuff. What should we do first?
Start with the floor. The floor, if we have an unorganized closet, oftentimes shoes and purses and bags and shopping bags are all over the floor. In this case, yes, go in, sweep all of that out, get it out of there so you actually have some working room. And say there's 100 pairs of shoes. Line them up by type. Flip-flops with flip-flops, heels with heels. I want you to see how many pairs of different shoes you think you have and how many of them are actually very similar or the same. Because we know what we like. We know what we like. And now make decisions. What stays and what goes? What do I wear? What don't I wear? What am I willing to release to somebody else? And now you've cleared out the floor space so you can actually get your feet in under the closet. You think I've done this once or twice, huh? Yeah, a couple times. And then we just start on one side of the closet and we just work our way around. And a lot of people benefit from like with like. So maybe all the tank tops go together or all the pants go together. And then if you want to take it a step further, you can color coordinate that. There are other people who actually like to have outfits together. They wear the same thing with the same tops and bottoms and jackets, put them together. So again, there's no hard, fast rule, but it's what works.
What works. One of the things that works for me is I'm really about, as you get older, just simplifying your life. So I bought a big pack of hangers, and they were all in one bundle, Costco. But they're really nice, and they're velvety, and they look wonderful in a closet if they're all lined up. So I finally got those because what was happening was I had a clutter of the wired hangers and the plastic hangers, and it just, and they looked horrible in my closet. So now it looks good. But I've kind of made this commitment to myself that this 2-pack, that's all I'm going to use. Like, I'm not going to buy any more hangers. And if I use them all, then that's it. And if I don't have enough, I got to get rid of some clothes because I'm not going to add more hangers. It's just kind of a way to simplify my life. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so absolutely on the streamlined hangers. I personally love the velvet lined hangers, but there are other kinds too that look beautiful. What you want to do is go shopping in your closet. When you go shopping at a department store, they are not using white hangers and black hangers and wire hangers. Everything looks the same, right? It's very visually appealing, and you're shopping, and you might enjoy shopping. Can you do that in your closet? You can. You actually can. Make it look pretty. It is part of your house. So when you walk into your closet, have something pretty in there that's colorful or draws your attention. Put a mirror in there so you can put your makeup on. So your closet is part of your house. Treat it accordingly. So when you walk in there, you're happy to be there. Visually happy and spiritually happy. You don't have clutter, and everything in there has a reason to be there.
And
does that make sense to you?
It does.
Yeah.
And I'm getting there. I'm not there yet.
You know my saying.
What is it?
Organization is a project.
Okay,
That's not
elaborate.
true. That's not true. I said that wrong.
Okay.
Organization is not a project. It's actually a lifestyle. So it's constantly. You're going to keep organizing. You're never done. Because we have opportunities to bring more things in, don't we? All the time.
Yes.
And holidays and birthdays and seasons. We bring more in. So we're always going to be in a place where we can refine and purge and let go. And just be okay with that, right?
Exactly. So I love that. You're saying that organizing is a lifelong process.
Mhm.
So that's why we need to chunk it out,
Sure.
right? I remember in your book you said something like, "Why do we wait to do our laundry all on a Saturday?
Yes.
Well, why can't we chunk it out? Do a little bit at a time." And that's what you mean about the lifelong, right?
It totally is. And taking huge projects and breaking them down. It's like the saying about the elephant. How do you eat the elephant? One bite at a time.
Mm-hmm.
What if the elephant was your laundry? Why are we spending our entire day off stuck to the washer and dryer? Let's piece it out
Yeah.
and let's get help. Let's
Mm-hmm.
get some other folks on board that can help us if we need to.
Like our kids.
Like our kids.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that, can we?
Yes.
At what age do kids start recognizing colors?
Babies.
Babies? At what age can they start separating?
Um, I'm just going to take a guess. Maybe 2?
2, 3,
2, 3,
sometimes
yeah.
4.
Uh-huh.
They know the difference between a ball and a book, don't
Right.
they? They can usually tell the difference between red and blue
Mm-hmm.
and white and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And what if we had them help by separating out? So now we're teaching life skills. And yes, it might take a little longer because it's faster if we do it ourselves. That's our theory, isn't it?
Right.
I'll just do it myself. I need to get this done. Let's help our kids help us, and then we help them for the long term.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, especially if you have a lot of kids.
A lot of kids, it makes no difference. Everybody chips in a family.
And
that's a good theory, I think.
it is, and we need that. I mean, because we can't always afford to get help.
Exactly.
And so why not use use them in a good way, but it requires us training our kids.
Yes, and it's a behavior. And we need to model good behavior. If we want our kids to pick their toys up, we need to pick our shoes up. We need to process the mail that's on the counter. So really being a good model, and we're not talking perfection. Can I just emphasize that? We really are not talking perfection. But let's move things. Let's get things processed. I like to say we don't delay decisions anymore. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
And start that momentum, like you said.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, it becomes this habit.
It is. And you don't even have to think about it.
You don't even have to think about being organized because you
Exactly.
just automatically
Exactly.
love it.
It's just I call that life flow. It's how you flow through your house. So imagine walking into whatever door you enter into and you have your keys in your hand and you hang them up. You get to the point where you don't even think about that anymore. It's just an automatic, just like putting your seatbelt on when you get in the car. So your brain is free to do other things and not worry about where's my keys.
So you know how some parents will say, "Oh, that's just not me. I'm just not organized." You don't buy that.
It's okay. So you can only help the people who feel like they need help. So we all have different tolerances of stuff in our space and chaos in our lives. Some people actually really enjoy chaos. There's nothing wrong with that. But just recognize who you are, and if that's what you love, just accept it. That's who you are. It's okay. We don't need to change things that aren't broken.
So in other words, you're saying like what might seem like a clean closet to me might not be for someone else, and so we can't judge that.
Exactly. And especially when we're dealing with multiple people in the same house, really honoring where each other is and trying to find that happy medium is really important. We all need to be comfortable in our place.
Exactly. So just because we're super organized and let's say our spouse isn't, should not be a point of contention, right? I mean,
when we allow that tension to come in between us, the stuff has the power. Do you see that? Do you see how the ownership?
Yes.
It just switches. So this stuff has all this power. So really identify what's important. Pick the battles that you really think you need to fight.
And that stuff does not matter. It's the person that matters,
The person
right?
and the relationship.
And the relationship. Absolutely. So it's like relationship versus stuff.
Yeah.
and we have to be able to notice the difference before we spout our our anger.
Right. And you know, the reality is my junk's more important than your junk. This is very common.
Ouch.
Very common.
Ouch.
So my shoe collection is more important than your baseball cap collection, and vice versa. So when we are pointing the finger, remember how many are pointing back. Remember? Remember that way.
I love that.
You just have to find the happy place and change what you can. You can't change other people. It's hard enough to change yourself.
I know.
So to consider changing someone else is pretty frustrating.
Yes, well, I remember when Andrea first coached me several years ago, probably about 5 years ago, and you planted seeds on how I can get better organized because I really wanted that for my life. But it took me a while. I mean, it's taken me a while, but I feel like so much better. And one of the things that I realized, Andrea, from having been coached by you, is that one touch. I don't know if you remember teaching me that. You touch it once.
I think we were talking about paper at the time.
Yes.
We were in your office, yes.
Yes, and you, like you said, when I go to the mailbox and I grab the mail, deal with it.
Yes.
Rather than stack it and then you have to go back and look at it again. Now you're wasting time. Now there's no efficiency. But that one touch, so like the keys you were talking about.
Yes.
I've got my car keys. Rather than putting them on the counter, put them where they belong, where everybody knows where they're at.
Yes.
The one touch.
The one touch, and everything has a home. And everything goes back in its home.
There you go. I remember it's coming back to me.
Yes. So what often happens, we come in with the mail and the groceries and the purse and the briefcase and the keys, lay down the keys first, and then we start piling things on top of it. Tomorrow we're running a little late because something happened in the morning. Where are our keys? We can't find our keys. And now our tension and stress levels are elevated. And we're going to be late. And the kids haven't gotten in the car yet. And all of these things start compounding, right?
Right.
If we would just get into a flow that supports no stress or less stress, it's an easier, simpler way to live.
So getting organized isn't like a tedious job. You're helping save our lives by teaching us how to get organized.
Well, there are certain benefits for sure for being organized, and I think the first one is it saves you time.
Yep.
And when we're talking about time, we're talking about frustration often. We're talking about stress because we're late or we don't have enough time, or all the reasons why time affects us.
Yes.
It also saves us money. Do you believe that?
Yes.
How does it save money?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you don't duplicate things. You
That's
don't
right.
keep buying things that you already have because of it being organized. Case in point, just showed you my pantry
Yes.
a few hours ago, and I'm not the type to organize my pantry, but I realized I was buying things over and over, and I had already 3 cans of chicken enchilada sauce, and here's my 4th can, and so I'm wasting money
You're wasting money.
and my time. Yes, because I was in a hurry to get that when I didn't have to even spend time getting that because I already had it.
Yes, and now you have to come home and spend time figuring out where it goes because you already had 24 of those.
And the gas.
And the gas.
And I mean, you can add up all that
Yes.
as well. And so, yeah, that was huge. So then I sat and I wrote a list of all the stickers I needed to put, and really thought about it. Like, what do I often buy? Okay, sauces, beans, American food, Asian food, Italian food. And so I put a shelf on for each one of those. And I just even walking in my pantry, Andrea, it just gives me this, like my shoulders are down, and like,
Yes.
and I can swivel and just feel like,
So you just shared the third benefit of getting more organized.
which is,
It enhances peace of mind.
yes,
You know what you have, your stress level goes down, no more delayed decisions, no wondering, you you already know what you have. And you don't have to come home and be frustrated. And you don't have to come home and worry about, where did things go? I don't have space for this. You own your home, so let it support you.
Yes, rather than the other way around, which is letting the stuff control us.
And that's where we go from proactive to reactive, right? We want to be in a proactive state. So we're more intentional when we're proactive versus always reacting to everything around us. It's just a more peaceful way to live.
And that's what we all strive for, is that peace. And we're modeling it for our kids.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that alone should be our motivator.
It's a big motivator. So make your bed in the morning, folks.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Pull up your covers in the morning, folks.
Do that.
So, and that's another thing. Let's make it simple.
Yeah.
If we have 14 pillows that need to go on the bed to make it look like a model home, that's a lot more difficult than just putting the pillows up against the headboard and pulling up the covers. So really think about what you have in your space that's really kind of an energy drain, okay? Because those kinds of things can be simplified. Then we're better able to handle life's challenges, because we're all going to have them. This is not rose-colored glasses time. We're all going to have emergencies. We're going to have illness. We're going to have things that happen that just literally pull the rug out from under us. But if we're in a calm state, because we live in a calm state, we are better able to handle those things.
So what you're saying is, what I'm hearing is that getting organized isn't about, it's not being about becoming a better parent or becoming a better mom or a wife, because we are. It's about creating a lifestyle that really keeps you grounded and calm and peaceful. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, where do you go? Where do you go to refresh? So the reality is, some people stay at work because it's more peaceful at work than it is when they walk over the threshold of their home.
Oh, that's so sad.
And if you're feeling that and it bothers you, again, we don't fix what's not broken, but if it bothers you, you have total control over the possessions in your space. Total control. You don't have control necessarily of everything that life hands you.
Yes.
But if you're calm and better prepared, you deal with things on a different level. It's less elevated, less stressed.
And Andrea, personally, I like being around those types of people better.
Do you?
Versus the overwhelm. Oh,
Yes,
yeah. I have some people, and they stress me every time I'm with them. And so maybe that has something to do with it.
It can.
It could.
Yes.
Right?
So, again, as I said earlier, some people actually enjoy the chaos. And if things start getting a little too calm, they create some drama so that there's chaos.
Wow.
Just know who you are.
I
It's
can't be
okay.
around those kind of.
Yeah.
And I don't know a lot of them, maybe because that would be wow. No way to live. But that's what you're here for. You're sharing with us that we don't have to live that way.
We don't have to live this way.
It's awesome.
We have enough coming at us that's chaotic, with just talking electronics and information and needs. The world is needy right now, and they need our attention. So we think.
Yes.
Let's cut some of those apron strings to the neediness and actually take care of ourselves and be calm if that's what you want.
Let's talk about that, the distractions. I mean, oh my gosh, if there's anything that you guys need to hear, it's probably this part right now. How do we become present, more engaged? How?
It's up to us to limit those distractions. So people will learn to wait. We do not have to respond this instant if we get a text or an email. So turn off those notifications when it's appropriate and let people know. Teach them how to treat you. So let people know you'll get back with them, but you don't take calls after 6 o'clock at night. or you answer emails from 10 to 12 and from 2 to 4. But any other time, just don't expect to hear from me. So, and there are many reasons why that doesn't work for everyone. But setting up some proper boundaries around your time is okay. Because do we let our yeses become our stresses?
Yes.
Sometimes.
I've got my finger on that page. Seriously, page 33. Don't let your yeses become your stresses. Yeah, protect your time, even if it means saying no to others. Okay, that was my.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little about that?
Please.
Do you know what no actually stands for?
No.
Next opportunity.
Ooh, I like that.
So I've asked you.
Wait, let's just repeat that. No stands for next opportunity.
So let's just do a little role play.
Okay.
I need you, Marissa, to volunteer at the PTA. Okay. I need you to be the president. Would you do that?
Ooh, that sounds inviting and makes me feel like, ooh, you want me to be president? And then my mind is like one of those scanners.
All the other things?
There is no way. But my yes person wants to say yes, so I usually use it's a cop-out. Let me pray about it.
Okay, that's a new one. I'm going to share that one with my workshops.
Yeah, I will. Okay.
That's great.
So if I use it on you, oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's more of probably a no. But I will pray about it. But the fact that even that comes up is probably I should say no.
Okay, so what if you said no to me? What do you think I'm going to do?
I don't think I could say no to you flat out no, but maybe I could say, oh yeah, I would probably use that, or I'll think about it, or let me get back to you. Would that be okay?
Well, what if when you got back with me you said no?
Okay. Probably in an email.
Okay.
And just explaining, just because I know about myself and I'm working on it, is confrontation.
Okay.
I'd like to avoid confrontation.
Okay.
I'm trying to get over the hurdle of pleasing you, because I know that that's been my weakness and I'm working on that. So setting that aside, probably the confrontation is the part that I really...
So you're stressed out. You're having a hard time telling me no, and how do you properly word this?
Yeah. How do I?
Here's my suggestion.
Okay.
If you feel in your gut it's a no, say no.
Flat out? Tell
or
you?
Or no, thank you. Or not now.
Right
Just
away?
tell me. Just tell me. Because here's when it turns into the next opportunity. So while you're stressing out and you're feeling bad and gosh, I really should help and I could probably be good at this, but I really don't want to. So you've got all this inner conflict going on. You tell me no. The next opportunity is I'm going down the list. I've already called 4 people while you're still stewing about how to word your no. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm taking your no and I'm going, okay, well, Marissa can't do it. That's okay. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? I'm moving down my list and you're still stewing in the reason.
Wow.
Do you see the power of the stress that we put on ourselves when just a plain no, or not now, or no thank you, just not willing to do it, removes all that unnecessary stress, and I've already moved on. I'm not mad at you. You think I might be mad at you.
Right.
I'm not mad at you. I need to get a position filled. That's my motivator.
Wow.
It's a kind of different mindset.
It's kind of back to that one touch.
One touch.
Right? I mean, let's just get it out there rather than, like you said, come back to it and then have to muster up the words and the email. And that takes time and effort.
And it's stressful. We're really stressed when we're feeling like we need to explain ourselves. And you've heard the saying, no is a complete sentence. We can say no and no thank you. That works. Or not now.
I was just thinking, though, too, I wasn't thinking of you, when I wasn't saying no. I really wasn't. I was just thinking of me and, oh, I'm going to disappoint her, or I'm. When really, by saying no, it helps you to Move
Move on.
on. I didn't
Because
think of it that
my
way.
mission is to find someone to fill the presidency position at the PDA. So I'm not mad at you. And I think that's what holds a lot of us back, where we'll say yes when we really know in our gut we don't want to, or we'll pray about it and then come up with a long-winded reason why. No, we need to let them move on.
And there are times when I really don't know, but I
Sure.
think I don't say no so quickly,
Mhm.
but maybe I should just learn to say no more quickly.
It becomes easier, and I talk about that in the book.
Mm.
It's uncomfortable, especially at first, but you'll get better at it. And the thing is, people come to expect that you communicate very clearly and very concisely, and it has nothing to do with our relationship.
Right.
It's a boundary, and it's okay.
Wow.
It's okay.
Nothing to do with the relationship, but a boundary.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're
so
taking care of yourself and your priorities, whatever those are.
That's awesome. Okay, if you guys really love what you're hearing, you'd get more of it. Number one is simplify your life, 8 simple principles to turn your chaos into calm. I'm actually going to add a link to your book. So for those of you who want that. But also, Andrea I'm so honored. She's going to have lessons. We're going to break these all up into lessons inside Parent Led Academy. So if you are interested in taking this course, which is going to be amazing and life changing, just be a member of Parent Led Academy. And also, if we gain enough momentum or interest, Andrea's going to come back and she's going to create maybe a support group. And I mean, we'll get bigger depending on what you guys ask for and what you need. And so I'm excited. I love just recording you and listening because I felt like I was at a workshop. But it was awesome. So let's end on the perfection. Yeah, that's still hanging. The perfectionism of getting organized and the danger of that.
So the danger is we don't get started, because if it can't be perfect, it can be nothing. And this very often paralyzes those of us who deal with perfectionism and being able to let things go. So you mentioned my book. It's got my name on it, which means it needed to be as close to perfect as possible before I released it. And I had to use my own words to myself. There's going to be a mistake. It's okay. It's okay. You need to get your book out because people want and need this information. So stop holding on to it until it's perfect. It will never be perfect. And it's freeing to do that. It's freeing to do that. We need to keep moving. Perfectionism keeps us stuck.
Did you hear that?
It does.
Perfectionism keeps us stuck. It's so true.
It is.
And it's really, I mean, I hate to say, but perfectionism is kind of very inward too.
It is very inward. Some people think it's very controlling. It doesn't matter what label you put on it. If it's not working for you, let it go. I don't care what we call it. I'm kind of a straight talker, yeah. Let's just let it go.
But in a nice way.
And done is better than perfect. And are we ever really done? There's always room to improve. That's what life is.
So maybe it's not really procrastination.
Procrastination, I've coined this phrase, delayed decision disorder. That's all procrastination is. We're just delaying the action or the decision, and that's where accumulation happens. So the accumulation can be stuff in our space. It can be mind clutter, right? We need to make decisions. The decision not to make decisions is a decision. It doesn't serve us well, but it is a decision.
Right.
But then you get the consequences that come with this lack of moving forward or the decision to actually move forward. The consequences are both yours.
And successful people always move forward.
You have to keep moving.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like riding a bike. What happens when you stop and your feet are on the pedals? Your feet are still up. You're going to tip over, right? Or water skiing. You have to have some speed to stay up on the water. The minute the boat slows down, you sink. We don't need that. We need to stay up. Yes.
I could talk to you like all day. You know that, right? But we gotta
so
go.
fun.
I
It's so
know.
fun.
We gotta go. So thank you so much for listening. And
Thank
you
you.
guys, simplify your life. 8 simple principles to turn your chaos into calm. Again, I'll provide the link right under the description. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, just click on subscribe. Head over to Parent Led Academy, where we are in the process of putting together Andrea's course. You're gonna absolutely love it. Um, and just post any comments or questions that you have, and we'll definitely get back with you. So, any last minute comments, Andrea?
I would just like the viewers to share where their pain points are. What do you want to learn about if it relates to organization or anything really for your academy? What do you need to know? Ask for it, and Marissa will make it happen.
I will.
For sure.
I will, because I care about equipping you parents out there to be the best parents that you could be, because we only have one shot at this. And
Yes.
so, yeah, let's make every day count. Okay.
See
you guys. Thank you, Andrea. Give me a hug.
Oh, thank you.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.